This right here is the short version, active and interactive literacy. I'm a high school teacher in Fort Lauderdale. I was asked to participate in this forum on literacy in part because I promote ebooks and because I have a nonprofit organization that promotes intercultural communication, which is a form of literacy. Since we're here to talk about literacy, which means that we're here to talk really about three kinds of literacy. I believe that most of us are talking, when we say literacy, the ability to read, which is somewhat passive. We really want people to go out and do something with it. So we receive information through literacy, so this is passive. This is the traditional definition, so that if you get a letter or if you look at something in the newspaper, you'll be able to tell someone what it is, and you might be able to understand it yourself. I propose that we really need to have a way of saying, this is how you get the skill to be actively literate, be able to act on and to motivate others to use that information, similar to when I pass out electronic books for you to read. I'm saying, here's something that's valuable. I'm taking the information and spreading it like a virus. That's active literacy. And I'm not sure, the programs that I've been involved with where we're trying to get someone to learn how to read, we're so focused on his receiving the information that we don't get into the participatory nature of learning, which is the more that we can turn someone into a teacher of what they've just learned, the more they're going to retain what they've learned. I hope that we'll all leave here promoting active literacy. And we really want people to be able to take the information and empower themselves and act on it, not just, well, here's information that now I know where to go and get food stamps. Well, let's make sure that they're actually acting on it and helping others. There's that wonderful phrase, there's no difference between a person who can't read and a person who doesn't. Neither of them knows what's in today's newspaper. So I'm not trying to demean the importance of building the capacity to read. I mean, that's certainly a fabulous opportunity. If we could raise the rate of reading by 15%, we'd be adding perhaps 45 million people in the United States. But I want us to look beyond this. We want people to get out there and share information. Hey, did you read about the new candidate for mayor? Or Buddy Roemer. I don't know if you guys have heard about this guy. He was governor of Louisiana, and he's not getting on the national debates. So, not that I necessarily support the guy, but what's wrong with our system? I know about the problem with the system, so that now I can get out there and start telling people what's important to do. So an illiterate person who suddenly is telling people about what's important in the newspaper, that's change we can believe in. Interactive literacy is, I'm going beyond active literacy by asking you to share with me what you think is important. The next phase after telling someone, hey, there's an important article in the newspaper today, now I stick around and ask, okay, what was your interpretation of it? So now we're getting into interactive. I freely give out my business card with my email address. I might not check stevemathteacher@gmail every day, but I know I can go there. What I'm doing is I'm motivating other people to do reading for me and send me information that is useful. Don't we want this in the same capacity in the people who are so-called illiterate right now? Just by getting them to learn how to read, we now have to move them on to where they're begging people to send them information. In an age of free and nearly free stuff, free books and articles are accessible, but they're really not accessible unless we're asking for them, promoting them, and telling people that, hey, send me something that you find important. The same articles that I've read, I am actively literate when I download and share those articles, and then I'm interactively literate when I read what you send me in return in response to what I've learned, because I may need to learn something more. Many materials are hiding on the internet because they're in open view, but there's just so much on the internet, it's hard to get to it. I want to invite you to become a Building International Bridges pen pal. I want you to share intercultural communications with your circle of friends and acquaintances, and this is a form of interactive literacy when you share something about your culture with someone who wants to learn about another culture. And you can make other people happy by asking them intelligent, informed questions about their culture. The people in this audience listening to this probably have what most people want. 5 billion people want the U.S. accent.